So now I need to put the new digitizer on. There's still some adhesive in there. So I'm going to go ahead and peel all that old adhesive out. So now I have this 3M stuff here that I bought, which unfortunately is not pre-cut. So I'm going to have to go grab a knife. Right back. Okay, suffice to say I don't know exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to try to cut a little strip. I hope this camera work is coming out okay. Same thing, use a screwdriver to press it down. Okay, so I'm back and I just brought clean facial tissue, and yeah, that's cleaning it up fine. There's a little dust on there and whatnot. Okay, I'm about to put the screen back on, the digitizer screen back on my Droid X2. And what I've done so far is, you guys can see this or not, but there is double-sided adhesive stuck in all these corners here. It's going to hold the screen down. So here's the new digitizer. Take the protective film off. And at this point you have to be real careful not to put any fingerprints on the thing. Okay, I'm just going to drop that in. And of course you want to be sure that the screen is oriented correctly with Verizon down below and Motorola up top. And just give it a nice little bit of pressure all around. Without cracking it, of course. Okay. So now this part right here is where you definitely do not want to touch the glass. And the same holds true for your LCD panel. Let's go ahead and put this in here. This cable is going to lay down right here. And you can actually see one hole where this hole right here needs to match up. And also there's another hole that needs to match up with this hole that's under here. There's also some adhesive. I'm sure we can see this. Some adhesive all over this little ribbon cable coming off. We take all the adhesive off. And go ahead and lay it down. And this is where you need to make sure all of your little holes are lined up before you get it very tight. Okay, and I think we're good. This is just going to stick down here. I think I've got this right. Okay, now since I'm reasonably sure I have these in the correct position, I'm going to go ahead and put these little Torx screws back in. Okay, we've got all the screws down, so I'm just going to fold this little connector over. And this is one of those little miniature snap open type connectors. That little black part just flips up. There we go. See, I was able to actually shove it in some. Now I know it's good. So now with that shoved in, hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, connector's closed now. I think that's tight. Yeah. And those little this connector right here that I was working with, those connectors are pretty friggin' hard to do. Okay, now we're going to put the motherboard back in, and if you might remember, there was a snap-in connector right here on the bottom that we're going to have to make sure we put in first. And it goes to this connector right here. Okay, I think I got it lined up now. And I heard it snap. So there is a good positive snap whenever you get it in. And just go ahead and lay your motherboard down. Make sure you're not pinching anything. Your battery release is going to be on top. And you're going to have these two cables coming out here. Okay, now we're going to be doing this connector right here, and I'm going to see if I can get a little closer. That's about as close as I can get there. And the little black door is back. We need to slide this connector this cable inside of that connector. And I'm guessing this is where, if you're not lined up correctly in other places, it's going to come back to bite you. Matter of fact, I might have to go ahead and pick this thing up again. Give myself a little bit of play in here. Okay, I'm in. I hope y'all can see that. Gotta go from this angle a little bit, but you can see this cable is in. I'm gonna swing the little door down. The other one did this too. It's kind of hard to push down. Okay, there we go. We're latched. And clear the battery release again. Everything in place. Snap that connector back down. Okay, and then one more thing to do here is to reconnect this tiny little camera cable. I think it goes here. I was trying to put it on the wrong connector. I think. Okay, so now I'm just going to put the back cover in place, keeping that battery release inside, and you also have to make sure you tuck this little cable right here. And we do have some clips that have to go on, and you can see them. Okay, as long as we have everything lined up correctly, you should be able to press them into place. You should hear a click. I did. I have two clips over here on this side. You can see them. Show them to you right here and right here. Okay, now we're clipped into place. Just kind of press this together best you can. It is going to be a little bouncy just because you have some contacts, some spring-loaded, springy contacts there. Okay, now we need to put the two Torx screws in the back here. Okay, now we just have 4 more screws. Okay, now it's time to put these little covers on. They should just kind of snap into place. Okay, that's good. And now the bottom cover. We're snapped in. Alright, almost there now. Now we're just going to put our microSD back in. Okay, replace the battery. And cover. Okay, now with any luck, this thing should fire right up. It looks great. And I have a screen, like I'm booting, and it looks, I'm pretty excited. That's a real good first step. Okay, it looks like it's connecting to the internet and everything. Okay, so I've tested all the buttons and everything looks like it's working fine here. Screen's very responsive. And one more thing I need to do is just test the camera, make sure it's still working. And yes, I do have a picture in the camera. And to prove it to you, I'll show you a quick picture from this desk. That's my soldering iron. Isn't it beautiful? So this fix was a success. I hope some of you might have learned something from it. And